Hi, dears. As the name says, the topic today is conversion in derived units from some other lower unit to SI or from higher units to SI. Generally, we have to convert all quantities regardless of whatever they appear as data in. You have to convert it into SI and report the result only in SI, where all the units should be cohesively belonging to SI. Only then the multiplication and the powers of 10 will be suitably representing the answer in the SI unit. Now, our aim last session we saw conversion of basic quantities, fundamental quantities from lower or higher units to the SI units. Depending upon the nature of conversion, you either included a positive power of 10 or negative power of 10. The same thing holds good for derived quantities. Only thing is you have to know how much of power of each of the derived quantity consists as factors in a factors of a fundamental quantity. After all, derived quantity is only a suitable multiple of a fundamental quantity. For example, suppose so the conversion from one unit to another of a derived physical quantity is what I am going to do in this particular session. Now, on way to go to the what is the learning objective of this particular unit that you have on hand is you have to identify the derived physical quantity from the unit given, and then give the SI unit of that particular quantity and convert the derived quantity to its significant to its SI of the given value if it is not in SI by itself. If it is already by an SI, you don't have to do anything for conversion, but you have to do some modification for a standard representation of. I told you the number should be between 1 and 10, and then it should be multiplied by a suitable power of 10. That remains if it is not a number in 1 and 10, between 1 and 10, but it is a unit of the SI unit itself. Therefore, you have to identify that. Now here you have gram per centimeter cube. Gram is a unit of mass. Centimeter cubed is a unit of volume. So mass by volume gives density. So this 0.5 gram per cc represents density. 0.05 dyne is the unit of force. I'm explaining in the solution part because it is now coming as a new thing for you students. Dyne is a unit, CG is unit of force, and Newton is the SI unit of force. Same way, you have erg as the CGS unit of work, if at all, if it is asked in a question, and joule is the SI unit of work. So if you want to convert erg to joule, you have to make the necessary thing. Now, for centimeter per second squared is a unit of acceleration. Joule is a unit of work. Gram per cc is a unit of density. Dyne per centimeter squared is the force per unit area. You will learn this. This is nothing but pressure. Pressure is represented as a force on a unit area. Therefore, dyne per centimeter squared will be the unit of pressure. Joule will be the unit of energy or work. Centimeter per second squared will be the unit of acceleration. That is the thing that we have identified. We will go ahead in our concept here. Now, before we go to the actual conversion, in the actual solution too, I'm going to answer all the questions in the same order. Now here, some information, some sort of preliminary learning work has to be on. And so what you have to do is, now centimeter is the unit of length in the CGS system. CGS system is generally taken for very small measurements, which will be very small compared to the SI unit. Gram is the unit of mass. Second is the unit of time. Remember, centimeter is the unit of length, whereas in SI it was meter. Gram is the unit of mass in the CGS unit, whereas in SI it is kilogram. Second is the unit of time in both CGS and SI unit. So that way it doesn't need any conversion in as far as time factor is concerned. Now, derived units for CGS units, derived units, these are only the basic units. Dyne, I told you, is the unit of force, and you know force is mass times the acceleration. So dyne is the unit, CGS unit of force, which is the CGS unit of mass into CGS unit of acceleration. Erg is the CGS unit of work, which is nothing but force into displacement, and therefore erg, which is the CGS unit of work, is the CGS unit of force times the CGS unit of distance. We will come to that now. Now force is mass into acceleration. So unit of mass is gram in CGS, because dyne is a unit of force in CGS. Unit of acceleration in CGS is centimeter per second square. So one dyne equivalently represented in the same CGS unit will be 1 gram centimeter per second square, can be written as s power minus 2. And similarly, for work, if at all it is necessary, it is not necessary in the numericals I have given. Anyway, I thought having taken up force, I can also discuss work, so that in future, anything connected with work in the CGS system is going to come. The conversion will be easy enough. So I thought logical run through will be easier if I discuss work also here. So work is equal to force into distance. So work in CGS is CGS unit of force times the CGS unit of distance. So that will be dyne into centimeter. So 1 erg is 1 dyne times 1 centimeter, or 1 dyne centimeter if you call it. Now, so now the question is, 1 dyne is the CGS unit of force, and Newton is the CGS unit of Newton. Newton can be split up as 1 kg into 1 meter per second squared for the acceleration part of it. Now, 1 dyne equal to how many newtons is my question. 1 dyne is equal to 1 into this, 1 is faithfully carried over here, into 1 gram centimeter s power minus 2. Now 1 gram is 10 to the power of minus 3 kg. Already we saw in the last session, and it is just a reinforcement here. 1 centimeter is 10 to the power of minus 2 of a meter, and second power minus 2 remains the same. So all told, it will be 10 power minus 5 into kilogram meter s power minus 2. But kilogram meter per second squared, jointly, collectively known together, is Newton. So 1 dyne is 10 to the power of 5 minus 5 of a Newton. It's a fractional part. Now 1 erg is nothing but 1 force into distance. For unit of CGS unit of work is CGS unit of force into CGS unit of displacement, which is 10 to the power of minus 5 Newton, which we have already proved, into 1 centimeter is 10 power minus 2 of a meter. So the whole thing will be 10 to the power of minus 7 Newton meter. And that is equal to 10 to the power of minus 7 joule. So summing up, we have in the conversion of, as far as force and work are concerned, conversion of dyne, which is the unit of force in CGS, to Newton, which is the unit of force in SI, we have 1 dyne is equal to 10 to the power of minus 5 Newton, and 1 centimeter Newton, and 1 erg, which is the unit of work in CGS. If you have to convert it into 1 joule, which is the SI unit of work, we have to write 1 erg is equal to 10 to the power of minus 7 joule. This is what you should remember. Other things are easily achievable. So we proceed to the actual numericals given. Coming to the next part of the solution, where I have copied the same problems that we had here, because we are straight away now going to do the problems. So I copied the whole problem, whatever I gave in the learning objectives part, I have carried here, and now let us do it one by one. Here, I'll just write it down. The first subdivision is A acceleration. One second. A is 0.5 gram per centimeter cubed. This is mass by volume. Therefore, this is the unit of density. And gram per centimeter cubed is the unit of CGS unit, and density in CGS unit. So you have to convert to SI unit of density. which is kilogram per meter cubed. And that is equal to, therefore, 0.5 gram per cc equal to same 0.5, you have to copy it, into 10 to the power of minus 3 kilogram into by divided by 1 centimeter cube has to be converted into meter cubed. Centimeter is 10 to the power of minus 2. Centimeter cubed will be the whole power 3. So that will be equal to 0.5 into 10 to the power of minus 3 divided by 10 to the power of minus 6. Now this minus 6, when it goes to the numerator, it will become 0.5 into 10 cubed. Minus 6 will become plus 6, and 6 and minus 3 will become 3. Therefore, this will be 0.5 into 10 cubed kilogram per meter cubed. Now this is equal to 0.5 is not the standard representation. You have to write it as 5 into 10 to the power of minus 1, because this has to be a number between 1 and 10. So that 5 into 10 power minus 1 into 10 cubed kilogram per meter cube. Because 5 by 10 only is 0.5. So 0.5 is nothing but 5 times 10 to the power of minus 1. So that will be equal to 5 into 10 square kilogram per meter cube. This is the answer for converting CGS unit of density to SI. So the first question A is answered. The second one is, we are here having 0.05 dyne per centimeter square. 0.05 dyne per centimeter square, and that is equal to 0.05. You write it faithfully for the time being. And dyne is nothing but 10 to the power of minus 5 Newton, and centimeter squared to meter squared will be, centimeter to meter will be 10 power minus 2. But because it is centimeter squared, you have to convert it into this. Now this is the, let me just start, and sorry, I forgot to write the SI unit. So the unit of dyne per centimeter square is force by area, and that is equal to pressure. So the area, the unit that is identifiable in the dyne per centimeter squared is pressure. This pressure is in CGS unit. So pressure in CGS unit is given as, the pressure in CGS unit is given as 0.05 dyne per is given as 0.05 dyne per centimeter square. Now, if you want to convert this into SI unit of Newton per meter squared, you have to write the same 0.05 into dyne is converted to Newton will be 10 to the power of minus 5 Newton, and centimeter to meter is 10 to the power of minus 2. But because it is centimeter squared, it should be 10 power minus 2 the whole squared meter square. So that will be equal to 0.05 into 10 to the power of minus 5 by 10 to the power of minus 4. Minus 5, 4 going to the numerator will make plus 4. So it will be 0.05 into 10 to the power of minus 5 plus 4. And that will be equal to 0.05, 1 second, 0.05 into 10 to the power of minus 1 Newton per meter square. There is a single word for Newton per meter squared, it is Pascal, named after the scientist who found out about the pressure. But this 0.05 is not permitted. The standard form will be to 5 into 10 to the power of some suitable modification. 5 into 1 by 100, 10 to the power of minus 2 only will make it 0.05 into 10 power minus 1 Newton per meter square. And that will be equal to 5 into 10 power minus 3 Newton per meter square. So this is the SI unit of pressure. That was the CGS unit of pressure. And we have converted the CGS unit of pressure to SI unit of pressure. So the subdivision 2 is, B is over. Coming to the C part of it, you have 525 joule. 525 joule is the unit of 525 joule is the unit of work or energy. and that is equal, it's already in SI. So you don't have to bother about converting it, already in SI, because joule is the SI unit of energy. But 525 is not the standard form. So 525 joule, if represented in the standard form, will be 5.25 into 10 square in joule. So this is the way you have to represent. So this is the answer for the second. If it is already in joule, don't exert yourself to convert it into something else wrongly. Then D you have, and the D subdivision is talking about 0.04 centimeter per second squared, which is acceleration. So D is 0.05 centimeter per second squared. This is the unit of acceleration, because acceleration only is meter per second squared or centimeter per second squared and so on in CGS unit, because the distance is given in centimeter. Now if you want to convert this into meter, you have to do centimeter to meter. So the answer will be 0.05. 0.05 is centimeter per second squared, equal to 0.05 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meter per second squared. You don't have to bother, because second squared is already the unit in both for time. So that will be, this is not in standard form. So I have to write it as 5 into 10 power minus 2 into 10 power minus 2 for this already there, the meter per second squared. Or that will be 5 into 10 power minus 4 meter s power minus 2. It's better you write everything in the numerator, making it sufficiently negative or positive as the case may be. So meter per second square. This is the unit. So this is the fourth way of conversion. Here again, as I earlier told you, I have just given you 4 examples. From 4, you can multiply it and yourself devise some 400 or odd units, and then find out how you have to do the conversion. I will just give a quick recap. As you can see, the learning objectives was, you have to identify the physical quantity, derived physical quantity from the unit. I think you knew this. Give the SI unit of that quantity, whether you have to identify SI unit of work is joule, gram per centimeter cubed is the SI unit of density, SI unit of force per meters area, unit area, which is pressure, joule is the unit of work, and centimeter per second squared is the unit of acceleration. So you have to know that gram per centimeter cubed has to be converted into kilogram per meter cube. Dyne per centimeter squared has to be converted into Newton per meter squared. Joule has to be converted into joule only. It is already there, but you have to convert it into standard form here. And 0.04 centimeter per second squared has to be converted into meter per second square. Now I'll just have a now this is the thing what you have to think about. Now coming to this is the problem, and in the first part of the solution, I made you familiar with the idea of conversion of CGS unit of force to SI unit and CGS unit of work to SI unit. Though this conversion from CGS unit of work to SI unit is not warranted in this particular numerical. Anyway, having taken up force, I thought force into distance is work, so I took that up also. This is not relevant to our exercise today, but it may be useful for future. That's why I did not stop from doing that. So one dyne equal to 10 to the power of minus 5 Newton. 1 erg is equal to, already I have explained to you in the earlier part, and 1 erg is the unit of work, and that one erg is equal to 10 to the power of minus 7 joule. You can ask me how you got that. So I will go to the first part of the solution. I have already worked out here how it is, and you can see it from the recording that I'm going to send. I'll see if I can send the PDF also in addition. And when the inversion of, so we got all this. Now actually having understood about these two elements, the conversion of dyne to Newton and erg to joule, we will pass on to the third part of the solution here, second part of the solution here. So the given exercise, I have recopied the whole thing here, as you can see, and you find that 0.5 gram per cc is the CGS unit of density. identifying the thing. And then you have to write the SI unit for this will be kilogram per meter cubed. And converting the quantity into SI will be, you have to convert gram to kilogram and centimeter cubed to meter cube. So for that I have worked here 0.5 into 10 power minus 3 by centimeter cubed will be centimeter to meter is 10 power minus 2. But because it involves a third 3 power of 3 here, you have to raise this 10 power minus 2 also to the power of 3. So that will make it 0.5 into 10 power minus 3, and denominator will be 10 power minus 6 according to the theory of exponents. And when you take that 10 power 6 to the numerator, it will become 10 power 6. 6 minus 3 will make it 10 cubed. And so the answer is 0.5 into 10 cubed as it is. But this is not in the standard form. So to taking care to convert this into standard form, I have to write this for 0.5 as 5 into 10 power minus 1 and carry over this 10 cubed already converted from CGS to SI. So the answer will be 5 into 10 squared kilogram per meter cube. I think I have made it clear. Now unit of dyne per centimeter squared equal to force by area. They are asking for unit of dyne per centimeter squared. It is force by area, which is nothing but the pressure. Now pressure in CGS unit is what they have given in dyne, so many dyne per centimeter squared. Now they have given the answer, the subdivision B as 0.05 dyne per centimeter squared. So that is equal to 0.05 into 10 power minus 5 Newton, because dyne to Newton, the conversion is 10 power minus 5, and centimeter to meter is 10 power minus 2. But because it involves whole square for the area, I have to make the whole square. So that will be 0.05 into 10 power minus 5 divided by 10 power minus 4. That will make it 0.05 into 10 power minus 1. And 0.05 into 10 power minus 1 Newton per meter squared. Newton per meter squared has a single synonym, Pascal. I told you that you will learn as and when you do the fluid dynamics and all that. So 5 into 10 power minus 2 into 10 power minus 1 is so many Newton per meter, because I have to represent 0.05 into 5. So the answer will be 5 into 10 power minus 3 Newton per meter squared. So much for the pressure. And the C subdivision was 525 joule. Joule is the unit of work or energy, and it is already in SI because joule is the SI unit of this thing. But anyway, it needs some small modification because 525 is not in the standard form. It's a number more than 10. So I have to write it as 5.25 into 10 square to make it 525, and then just represent 5.25 into 10 square joule. And then in the third one, this sort of representation you will find will be very, very easy, because you can cancel off the like powers of 10 or make some suitable alterations in the powers of 10. All you have to break your head is only the numerical part of the power of 10. And therefore here you have D is 0.05 centimeter per second squared. You know, distance by second squared will be unit of acceleration, and centimeter per second squared is the CGS unit of acceleration. 0.05 centimeter per second squared has to be converted into meter per second squared, as simple as converting centimeter to meter, that's all, and making it into the standard form if need be. That is the need here. So it will be 0.05 into 10 power minus 2 meter per second squared. And that will be equal to, you have to represent this in standard form as 5 into 10 power minus 2 into another 10 power minus 2 meter per second squared. So it will be 5 into 10 power minus 4 meter per second squared. This is the conversion from centimeter per second squared unit of CGS unit of acceleration to SI unit, which is meter per second squared. I hope I have made it somewhat easier for you. In the same way, you can go ahead with thousands of derived quantities in a similar manner. You try one by one. You can yourself create problems and then solve them for yourself. This is what I wanted to say. More often than not, the conversion will be only from CGS to SI. That's what, as we have gone through the journey of 11th and 12th, mostly the very small quantities are represented in CGS unit, and it may warrant your converting into SI if it need be. If all quantities on CGS unit and the answer is also required in CGS unit, then you don't have to convert it into SI. But if one quantity is in SI and the others are in CGS, You have to convert the relevant quantity from CGS to SI and do the mathematical manipulation. This is what you have to understand. As and when we journey through the 11th and 12th with more and more numerical examples from different topics of our study. So in addition to topics of study, the numericals will be solved in a way that I have explained. Hope I have made it very clear. If you really like it, you just subscribe there, and you can also add your remarks and suggestions. Most welcome. Thank you very much.